So I got bottom surgery. Hi, I'm the Mighty Blues, and I'm trans. That's it. The video's over. You can stop watching now. So back in February of 2026, I got bottom surgery. I'm not gonna go super in-depth on the details in this video, so if you want to get a bit more in-depth on that whole experience, check out my vlog channel that'll be linked in the description as well as at the end slate. I go a bit more in-depth on the whole experience over there. But yeah, I got surgery and it was honestly the best decision I ever made besides starting HRT, and I'm incredibly happy with the procedure as a whole. Now, I bring this up in this video because while I was sitting in the hospital bed after the procedure, as well as for a good month after being released from the hospital, I had a lingering thought in my mind that just wouldn't leave me alone. I made a terrible mistake! Not the surgery as a whole. That was a great decision, and no amount of pain that I went through would have made me change my mind. No, the mistake that I made was just a month prior to getting the surgery. I made a post on social media saying that I was done making gaming content online, and that I wanted to focus all of my time on other creative avenues, like art and game design. The stress of the surgery was starting to get to me, given that at the time of making that post, my surgery was only a month away, and I was super worried about not being able to create a big enough backlog in time to be able to have videos out while I was in recovery. On top of that, I didn't know what recovery was going to look like. I didn't know what type of pain I was going to be in. The only thing I knew was that it was going to be painful. All in all, I was incredibly burnt out. And at the time, I was really trying to make strides in developing healthier lifestyles for myself. So I felt that it was finally time to abandon something that was a part of my life for the last decade because it made me stressed. I had assumed that pursuing other creative avenues would make me happier, and while I still want to do the things that I mentioned before, while in recovery, I realized just how important the videos I made before really were to me. While in recovery, I, for the first time in forever, had a lot of time to play games just for myself, and I took full advantage of it. I played and beat for the first time Astro Bot and A Link to the Past. I went back and 100% Xenoblade X and Breath of the Wild, and even binged all 14 seasons of King of the Hill. It was great. But there was one game that really stuck out to me that I played that made me go back and think about the decisions that I made leading up to the surgery. I played Yakuza 4. See, I'm a little too passionate about certain things, and when I find something that I can really sink my teeth into and fall in love with, like I am for the Yakuza series, I want to talk about it. And prior to getting the surgery, I had that ability to talk about my love for media. I had this YouTube channel. I make Let's Plays because it gives me the ability to show the world the games I love in such extensive detail that after I finish said Let's Play, I no longer feel the need to gush about the games that I just covered. This allows me to be passionate without annoying those around me who may not be as far into a series as I am or not interested in playing the same games I like. I think we can all agree that fandoms aren't as welcoming as they used to be, so for me, LPs and YouTube videos are the best way to share my passions that I may not necessarily be able to share with my friends. I bring this up because prior to my bottom surgery, the burnout I was facing made me forget everything I just mentioned. All I knew was that I was stressed and tired and always feeling like I couldn't keep up with what was being expected of me. Once I had a good long 2 months to just lay in bed and recover from my life-changing surgery and sink my teeth into wonderful games like Yakuza, that I realized why I keep making videos. It's because I'm a nerd. Laying in bed and playing the masterpiece that is Yakuza 4 just really made me want to come back to content creation because I just wanted to talk about this stupid game that I love so much and my love for Akiyama as a character, but I just couldn't because none of my friends were caught up on Yakuza as much as I was, and I just really want to talk about this game! I realized how much I wanted to return to my little virtual space that allowed me to gush about what I love, but I knew some things needed to change. Burnout just doesn't come out of nowhere. So I spent a lot of time during recovery planning out my return and what I want to do to prevent losing my love for something that I care deeply about. So let's explain what's going to be happening moving forward. First things first, Let's Plays are coming back. Breath of the Wild will be continuing starting June 1st, 2026 at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let's Plays will be released every other day following that at 3 p.m. so long as I have a current Let's Play in production, as well as if I have a video backlog. And that leads to the first thing that I've been doing in the background to make better changes to prevent burnout. I've spent the last month working on creating a better content cycle for myself to build a proper backlog, so that I'm not constantly stressing over ensuring videos will go out on time. As of recording this video, I have over a month's worth of Breath of the Wild videos scheduled and ready to be released, and will continue to work on building said backlog until the Let's Play is done. You would think I was doing this before, but no. At best, I'd have maybe 3 to 4 videos backlogged and scheduled, but nothing like this. And I'm still not 100% sure this backlog will last, but I'm gonna do my best to ensure that I have a ton of videos ready to be released moving forward to lower my stress levels, even if it means delaying future or current projects. On top of that, streaming is coming back. I've been back and forth on streaming for a few years now. I'll admit that the internet has changed in a way that makes streaming harder for me to enjoy, so the constant back and forth has been at the cost of usually bad actors in chat making it less enjoyable for me, as well as streaming platforms as a whole. I've been constantly changing what platforms I want to stream on for a factor of reasons. Some platforms I'm monetized on, so I feel inclined to stream on there at the prospect of making money. Plus, my friends stream on certain platforms, so I feel inclined to join them to feel some semblance of community. But ultimately, those decisions would irk me into quitting because I never felt like I was making adequate progress as a creator, or bad actors would try to make the experience less enjoyable. I also felt so aimless while streaming. I've made some series in the past that I still love to this day, like collection clearing, but then there are others that I just didn't care for. I'll admit, I hate streaming blind playthroughs of games. Even streaming playthroughs of games that I do know like the back of my hand, I don't care for. I just don't like playing through entire games on stream. I know that works for others, but it just doesn't work for me. I prefer the format of a Let's Play for my gaming playthroughs, regardless of whether or not it's a dying breed. Plus, streaming takes a lot of time out of your day. I always found myself streaming at the end of the day because of that, and I never felt like I was at 100% once going live because I spent the whole day doing other things and expensing my energy. I'd be burnt out before going live, so streaming only made me feel worse. So with all that said, what's the plan going into streaming moving forward? Well, for one, streaming's not going to be my main focus. Out of all the series that I've done for streams, I'm only returning to one, and that's collection clearing. I'll be streaming collection clearing here in the main channel once a week, and I'll be doing it in the afternoons rather than the evenings. I'll be streaming on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, though some weeks things will change. A great example is this upcoming stream on June 6th, 2026, where I'll be streaming at 3 p.m. instead of 2 p.m. The reason for this is because my boyfriend and I are going to go see the Amazing Digital Circus in theaters that morning, so I need time to be able to get home and adequately set up for stream, so 3 p.m. it is. Other changes coming to collection clearing is co-comps. In the past, I used to have my streams be an open mic format where my friends could join and leave whenever they wanted because I wanted to have a chill format for both myself and my audience. And while that was fun, when I made the decision to return to content creation, I asked my friends if they wanted to continue to join me like that in the streams with the knowledge that some things would be changing in the future. They chose not to out of their own personal reasons, and I fully respect that. So it'll just be me dealing with roulette, which I'm totally fine with. But that does lead into my next change, roulette. Roulette's old format got old really quick, especially given how long we've been doing the series for and the fact that I have over 13,000 video games now, and we somehow kept playing the same games over and over again. Moving forward, I've created a new formula that'll add more variety to the games that we play and how we determine said games. I'll have a number of factors that will circle through at random to determine how we filter the roulette, giving us different options every time we search for a game to play. Stuff like only being able to pick from a certain console, or even only being allowed to play certain games based off of how much I enjoy them. There's over 15 different options I've come up with as of recording this video, with more to probably come in the future. So if you'd like to see what could happen and what games we could play, check out the next collection clearing stream. I also created this new model as a result of coming back to streaming, so I hope you like it. It took me like a month and a half to make. And the expressions that I've shown on screen aren't even everything. I'm just using what works for the moment. So if you want to see all the expressions, again, go check out my next collection clearing stream. I'm sure I'll be using this model. I can't say that my future plans for streaming will work to fix all these issues that I've had in the past. I do know that I need to be more strict with my chat, as I tend to be lenient out of fear of losing viewership. And I also need to not give in to parasocial relationships. I love interacting with people, but I'll admit, some people take it way too far and try to be my friend, and I don't really know how to say no to those kind of people. I need to do better at that, and again, I don't know if these changes are going to fix these issues, but just know I'm aware and I'm trying to be better. At the end of the day, I'm just a person who wants to gush about my favorite video games, and I occasionally will open up about my past and also talk a lot about being trans, but I'm not here to be everyone's best friend, and as much as I would like to interact with the community more, just from past experiences, I've realized that's not really a safe thing to do, so please respect my personal space. I'm just gonna be making content, and that's about it. The last thing I'd like to say before ending this video is, I don't know if all these plans I laid out are gonna work. I don't know if or how long I'll continue doing this. I don't know and can't promise anything. I may quit again in a month. Who knows? What I do know is, I'm trying to figure out what makes me happy, and what I want to spend my limited time on this planet doing. And while in recovery from bottom surgery, I learned that I had a lot of that already figured out. I was just tired. So I'm trying to find ways to not be as tired in hopes of finding that sweet nirvana of comfort in my day-to-day life. I love entertaining people, and I love talking about video games. So I want to keep doing that. And I hope you all stick around to hear me talk about how Xenoblade is the greatest thing of all time and how you should all play it, and how it's the greatest thing of all time and how you should all play it, and how it's the greatest thing of all time and how you should play it, and how much I really, really like the characters and the story.
Cares?
Oh, hey. You made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I don't really have anything else I want to say other than check out my Breath of the Wild Let's Play that I'll be continuing next week, and check out some old collection clearing streams so you can get familiarized with the system before we try something new. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys the new format that I've put together. I spent a lot of time coming up with the model, coming up with new ideas, and I hope it'll be a fresh take on the old collection clearing format. Other than that, go check out my vlog channel. I post daily vlogs. Anyways, bye.